Every week, we invite phenomenal guests, futurists, thought leaders, mavericks. This week, I have invited a dear friend of mine. His name is Mark Wayman. Mark Wayman, welcome to our show.
Oh, it's an honor to be here, Sanjiv. You're one of my favorite people.
So, Mark, before we ask that question and talk about the future, we have the most difficult question of the day.
Okay.
You have a confession for our audience.
I do. So my confession is that I own two businesses. One's executive recruiting and the other one's entertainment. And I'm neither one of those. I don't know how the heck I got here, but that's what I've been doing for the last 17 years. That's my confession.
But the biggest thing which is very amazing, I find about you is you are constantly looking for ways, how can you help community? How can you help people? How can you help the society at large? So help me understand, post-COVID, where do you see the biggest challenges? Why people are still suffering? Why we are not able to help more people?
I can specifically speak to the labor market, right, to jobs. So we have a 61% labor participation rate. And what that means is 61% of people are gainfully employed or are looking for work, which means 39% are not working and don't want to work and are not planning to come back to work, right?
Why?
There's a few reasons. I think some people took early retirement. I think some people are scared of the pandemic, and rightfully so. I think that the perpetual unemployment and stimulus and some of the things the government has done has given us learned helplessness. All these people are counting on the government to get them through. I can tell you that from a recruiting perspective, most of the people that I want to recruit are gainfully employed, and they're afraid to move. They're afraid to change jobs. They're afraid to change geographies and relocate, because what happens if I get there and there's a problem? And I got to tell you, the last 12 months is insanity, because there are no employees, there's no executives. And I've got, I think, about a dozen brand new clients, and I already had about 100, because you can't just post a job and have everybody run over there. It just doesn't work that way anymore.
The biggest challenge I truly see it is a skill gap, because people are not either willing to learn or they don't have opportunities to learn.
Right.
See, the world is changing, right? We know that. In last 10 years, it has changed dramatically. Even if we talk about gaming is not what it used to be. Like, oh, you can be just a car dealer and you can make a lot of money and all that. You have to learn, you have to understand technology, you have to understand million things. Casinos are adopting a lot more technology. Let's talk about computer vision. Now, earlier computer vision was really primarily around detecting if there is a fraud happening, there is a player there is something wrong happening. You have mostly around really monitoring dealers and the money movement, right? Now, the technology has evolved to a level that we can understand a player. We can understand if this player is having a good experience or bad experience. We can understand what is experiences. What can we do with that? Now, these newer technologies are coming, which is making casinos' job incredibly hard, because the experience expectation has gone up. How do you ensure that your players are happy? Because without that, doesn't work. And at the same time, your employees, you want to train them, and labor force is aging too. So how do you build that skill gap? Because I don't think UNLV is even equipped to be ready for next level of challenges which we are going to face. And on top of that, now we have the complexities of sports betting, because that's a very different nuances. You have a lot of new online gaming happening. Now we even have a sports arena, and they have phenomenal team. So where do you see the challenge? I believe it's a skill gap. Do you think it's a skill gap or something else?
I think it's two things. I think skill gap is number one, though, and that is that people don't want to relearn. They don't want to change jobs. Look at the labor shortage of truck drivers, right? In Las Vegas, the labor shortage of culinary workers, food and beverage workers, housekeepers, right? Back of house people. I think there has become this expectation everybody wants more, more, more. And they see those jobs as being beneath them, right? And so I think that that's an issue. And again, I think a big issue is the way I don't want to get into a political discussion, but we're moving towards socialism, right? Where you have the government. You look, unemployment was meant to be 6 months, okay, until you find your next job. It wasn't meant to be 18 months. And I can tell you from personal experience as a recruiter, I had multiple people turn down job offers because they told me straight out, my unemployment pays pretty good. Yeah, I can make another 20,000, but why should I do that? I can just stay home and watch Netflix all day. And I'm not judging anybody, but that is not going to end well. That is not going to be good.
The problem I see it is the learning has changed. See, the earlier the learning was you go to UNLV, you attend a class, you have a program, you have a very structured thing. Now the learning is very non-linear. You learn from YouTube, you learn from Coursera, you learn from something else. And technology is bombarded, right? There's so much technology everywhere that you don't even know where to start. And that is something we need to look at. And that's a bigger opportunity for our audience to think about. How can we create a better learning environment, which is based on my aptitude, my what I really want to do? Because today, if you look at the job, we end up doing the job because it was given to us. How many people, Mark, really do the job they want to do?
I would say 50%.
So half of the population is just doing whatever comes their way.
Yeah, consider this, 25% of the people quit their jobs this year, 25%, right? And I think the pandemic, not to harp on it, but the pandemic shifted the way everybody worked. But it took people 6 months, 12 months to acclimate to working remotely. And this is the new normal, and people are not good with change. A lot of people are, especially us older folks like me, it's kind of scary, all the change, right?
Well, working from home is the biggest opportunity, in my opinion, for all the entrepreneurs who are listening to us or wannabe entrepreneurs, because it opens plethora of opportunities. How do you create a better work environment for organization and individuals? Same, it's not easy because the collaboration is missing. So we need different kind of collaboration tool. We need more different kind of interactivity, and the way, the energy is very important. When I go to office, I am with the people here. It's very different energy. And what I learn in few minutes, you can't learn that sitting at home and hoping. And a lot of time, I feel like working from home feels like you are out of place because you don't know what's happening in the whole organization. Now, some jobs are great. Mark, in your case, you are more really focused. You have everything in control. You can manage it more effectively. But where you need collaboration, you can't do that. And coming back to the initial point you talked about, it is the housekeeping jobs, the dealer's job, the other kind of jobs. So do you see new kind of technology will replace people?
Oh, there already has been. So ticket in, ticket out, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which is, that replaced all the change people, right? Now you have, for table games, you have what they call stadiums, right? And they'll have 2 or 3 dealers and 150 people playing. So
Wow.
what it does is anything that reduces headcount, any technology that reduces headcount is going to be attractive to the casino, because the number one expense in a casino is salaries.
Coming back to the issue of where the Las Vegas is today, or even the whole United States. And we see I personally see tremendous opportunities. Irrespective of everything you and me see it's just a phenomenal time for the humanity. The stock market is record high, good or bad, I don't know. I'm not an analyst, but it's a record high. People have a lot of rationale because a lot of people have a lot of money or a lot of time. I don't know what that means. A lot of Bitcoin billionaires are there and all that. But in reality, we were working on these technologies for last 15 years, in my opinion, because I come from Silicon Valley. All of a sudden, there is a surge and desire to use these technology and create really unique or solve unique business problems. Self-driven car is definitely one. And when you were talking about the challenges of a casino and running a casino, and how do you eliminate or how do you reduce the head count and improve the player satisfaction, that's everything. There are phenomenal plethora of areas where we can do it. For example, I was just thinking in my head when you were talking is, how about you deploy a cleaning robot, which is cleaning the floor and everything in the casino all the time? It's such a simple innovation. We have it, but it's not deployed at a commercial scale. What can we do around that? And even when the player walks in, how we greet them is everything. Now, some of those places, I think we should staff more people. I personally feel that people are looking for personal connection. So if we completely remove people, that connection is gone. And we saw after pandemic what happened. People just came out. They didn't care about COVID. They were okay with getting COVID because they want to be with people. So there is a fine balance. So how we leverage technology so it can create that kind of a trust with each other and create an engagement and experience at the same time. Do you have any ideas or thoughts on that?
Experience has become the buzzword the last couple of years. So I'll tell you a couple of things. First of all, casinos are the most efficiently run business on the planet. I've been in financial services, I've been in retail, I've been in manufacturing, I've been in software. They are run very efficiently. The other thing I'll tell you is from a customer experience standpoint, I was in Macau twice in 2019. And the food experience, the food and beverage experience, and the customer service experience, there is no comparison with the US. Macau is 10 times better. Unbelievable. Well, because the Asians, the Chinese, there's an expectation there, right? Here in the United States, I don't want to make this too simple, but basically we stack rank all the players and we draw a magical line, and the people below that don't get nothing, not even a free buffet. And the guys above that get whatever they want. Comp room, comp restaurant, comp, right? That's just kind of the model, and that's how it works. I do believe that, you know, customer experience has been a challenge for the casinos during the pandemic, just because of headcount. You know, they're down so far in headcount. They're doing the best that they can, but you know, less bodies means less good experience, right?
So, Mark, if I ask you to predict one thing about the future of Vegas, and 10 years from now, what will that be?
I think that cashless gaming will probably be, something we do. I think that we'll continue to see technologies that decrease headcount, whether that's they're going to need to come up with some things in housekeeping because they can't get enough. Did you know that there isn't a single hotel on Las Vegas Boulevard that's 100% open? Not one. There is not a single hotel that has all the restaurants open. Right? So I think there needs to be some food and beverage technology and some back of house hotel technology that helps to relieve some of the challenges we're having with labor right now.
Well, I made a lot of notes. I'm sure our audience are making a lot of notes about the opportunities, Mark. My show is about bringing the best of the best and sharing with the people that what are the opportunities. I can't thank you enough for your time. I've learned a lot of good things. So one is future is bright. There are phenomenal opportunities, no matter what we say. Second is skill gap is real. It's not just because we have issues of COVID and all. It's real. Next 10 years, if you are not updating yourself, if you are not upgrading yourself, if you're not finding the next career, which can be completely different than the current career you have, you will have trouble. And number 3 is be a go-giver, no matter what. In reality, more we give, more we get. Mark, do you agree with that?
I agree 100%. Stay kind.
Thank you so much, Mark, for your time today. Mark Wayman, if you want to look him out, just check him out. Just Google his name. You will be surprised the kind of person he is and the work he has done. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're most welcome. Thank you, Sanjiv.